My name is Jen and I just watched I Am Other. I found it very thought-provoking. I found it a really safe space to sort of witness what the actors were trying to tell us, but also to look inside at sort of your deeper thoughts and beliefs and values.
So I'm Sandra. I just went to see I Am Other. I loved it. I thought it was very thought-provoking, interactive. We participate, we cried a lot, we laughed, and we are put on the spot in a very good way. So thank you very much, and I really encourage you to come and see it.
So my name is Georgiana. I just watched I Am Other, and I found the play to be very thought-provoking and very uncomfortable in the most constructive way.
Hi, I'm Negar, and I just watched I'm Other. I thoroughly enjoyed the show and the whole immersive experience. And it's a very interesting situation to be part of. I think it's not alien to to most people, and yeah, just the conclusions and the sort of situations you want to immediately judge and either be part of or not be part of. It's a very interesting experience. I highly recommend it, and I again thoroughly enjoyed the 2 hours, although it did not feel like 2 hours. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Grant, and I've just watched I Am Other. I thoroughly recommend it. It's really interactive, challenging, and makes you think. You must go and see it.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I've just watched I Am Other. It was a thoroughly interesting and thought-provoking experience, and I'd thoroughly recommend it to anybody.
My name is Ella. I just watched I Am Mother as well, and I just think it was really interesting to see different sides and listen to everybody's thoughts about what was going on in front of them, and to listen to what everybody's different thoughts were behind it.
Hi, I'm Sam. I've just watched I Am Mother. It was a very intense experience. It was emotional. It was very emotional. It was, I'd say, a very interesting thing to go through and a very interesting thing to see people perform. And I would recommend it to people to visit.
Hi, my name's Angela, and I've just watched I Am Other. And I found the performance really thought-provoking, inspirational. It really does trigger some things that go on for you, and I think it's really such an unusual show to be part of. So I absolutely recommend you to just come down and give it a go. It definitely will leave you walking the auditorium thinking differently. So yeah, absolutely.
I loved it. It was very intriguing, and it brought up a lot of discussion, and it was wonderful, and you should come and see it.
My name is John Luke Pollock. I just saw I Am Other, and I thought it was really cool. It made me share something that I didn't expect I would be able to share, I suppose. Yeah, not much else other to say than that.
My name is Tim Pollock. I just saw I Am Other, and what I loved about it was that it doesn't resolve. It refuses to come to a comfy conclusion and stay in the life beyond the play, so that when we walk out, we're still continuing to be a part of this story. And so I really appreciated the experience of also co-creating with the audience and with the cast. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Sam Pollock. I just saw I Am Other, and I thought it was, interesting's a forbidden word, but I thought it was interesting and really different, which I hope was the point. I was super surprised when, everybody went to the table. I was like, what? So that was really, really cool, and I do like how it's open-ended, and it kind of opens your own eyes and your own soul, I guess. So that's what I got.
My name's Rachel Pollock, and I just saw I Am Other, and it is an experience not to be missed. I think that I want to come back because every single time that this group does this experience, it's going to be different. I feel like we're just scratching the surface for something really important. And just on a personal level, I know that people in my hometown are very concerned with peace all over the world, and it sounds like a Coca-Cola commercial, like world peace. But I think it happens with these kind of steps where you get together with people and you bring down some of the walls and you start to hope that peace is possible. So I think it's an important work, and I think you should come.
Hi, my name is Jessie. I've just been to see I Am Other, and it was a really, really thought-provoking production. I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone. It was a totally immersive experience, and everybody there really enjoyed it.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I found it very moving, and I thought the creators were very brave, actually, to display something so, what I assume was so personal. It certainly felt it. I found it very thought-provoking.
My name is Karen. I've just seen I Am Other. I was blown away how quickly the time went. I found it shot by because the immersive side of it involves you so much in it that you actually want to know more. And when you're given the opportunity to think about things, you're given a couple of minutes to do it. But actually, I could have spent hours. It was very, very interesting, very cleverly done, very entertaining, but very, very thought-provoking.
My name is Neil, and I've been to see I Am Other. It's very different from anything I've been to before. It certainly makes you think about subjects that maybe you didn't think you'd be so quick to get quite emotional and to become involved. The audience I was with was very open and very quick to see the views you didn't share and the views you did share, and it really drew you in. It's a very clever performance. And if you get a chance, I'd go and see it. It's really good.
Hello, my name's Andy. I've just been to see I Am Other. I thought it was a very challenging and interesting concept as an idea. If you would like to go along and be intellectually challenged, I would thoroughly recommend going and seeing I Am Other.
Hi, I'm Tanisha, and I've just watched I Am Other. I thought it was brilliant, it's immersive, it really got me thinking just about interracial relationships around power imbalances and things like that, and it was just very emotional, definitely was crying in there, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody that is curious about race from the other perspective, and, you know, to come to a place where you can be free to express, to ask questions that you might have had, that you haven't felt you've had a safe space in your life to talk about. I would definitely recommend coming down and watching being involved in, I would definitely recommend coming down and being involved in the immersive experience of I Am Other, because it's fantastic.
Oh, hello, my name is Kiran Saeed, and I found the whole show really insightful, thoughtful. It was really good to sit in the seats and be a part of it, and yet not be a part of it, be like a stand-by person and know that you were actually, because you weren't saying anything, you were party to some of the bad things that were going on. It's good to have a story that doesn't have a right and wrong ending, because there are lots of situations that are like that, and it was nice to, in a weird way, in quotes, to have an experience of this expressed, because it's something that happens to me, and sometimes you can't prove it and you can't show it, and other people don't really get it, and I think it's really good to show that things like this do happen, and the only way we can make a difference is by showing these things and then making people listen and hopefully trying to make people change and think.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm an actor. I have just seen I Am Other.
Yeah, I've being an actor, I've seen lots of stuff up at the Fringe. I've been involved in a lot of shows, but I've never been in any experience quite like that. It felt very intimate. It felt very open and very safe. We were invited to sort of discuss things, ask questions. It really made you think deeply about what you feel and what others feel, but ultimately to just be open to new experiences and to new thoughts. And it was a very compassionate show, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who's up here.
I'm Montez. I just saw I Am Other, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was so raw, and the fact that I kind of got to be a part of the story as well as kind of share my own story was so rich and refreshing, and also kind of cathartic for me as well to be able to sort of experience the story with the cast, and they were brilliant. They were so good. And I really was sold. I genuinely didn't know how immersive this experience was going to be, and that was such a shock. But it was brilliant because it really drew me in, and I really felt everything that I think the narrative was trying to tell, and that was so refreshing, I think, as a theatre experience. So it was really brilliant. I really loved it.
Hi, my name is Seisha Maynard. I just watched I Am Other, and I think that it was a brilliant production, super brave to kind of be on stage and be yourself. So I really enjoyed it. The immersive aspect is kind of one of my favourite things of theatre, so to experience it in this way, it was just absolutely incredible. And I'd love to come back and experience it again and maybe see a different show. You never know what's going to happen.
Hi, yeah, I'm Harrison. I just caught I Am Other. I thought it was a really interesting way to present a very difficult topic and a situation by making you literally sit at the table where such an uncomfortable and a horrible situation plays out, and feeling powerless in that situation as an observer, let alone someone who has to be in that. So I think, yeah, it's a really interesting way of presenting that, and yeah, really good fun, sort of.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I've just come to see I Am Other, and I thought it was a fantastic and very thought-provoking piece. I think they do an excellent job of telling a really difficult story in a very caring and safe way that makes you feel like you can be involved in it. It's a bit daunting to go into a show and be told, you're going to be part of this, we're going to ask you questions, but it felt like it was very safe. It was a really nice opportunity to sort of experience it along with the cast, and yeah, I would urge anyone to go and see it.
Hi, my name is Christopher Morrison. I just watched I Am Other. Just a fantastic, immersive, engaging experience that is just will move you off your center and get you thinking about your own life and your own situation and all the people screaming behind me, which may be ruining this take. I don't know, maybe we should go again. No, we're good. All right, fine. You can cut that part out. That's fine. I know how this shit works. Yeah, just also, not to be too blunt, but this is what the world needs right now. Stories that make us uncomfortable, that help us confront our own internal biases and our own internal work without it feeling like homework, with it still being deeply emotional and grounding.
I Am Mother, is the name of the show, and I Am Mother. My name is Laura Kutnick. I thought it was an interesting investigation of human interaction that occurs in all families at different levels and different severity. It's a Bible to us all. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Bex. I just watched I Am Other, and I thought it was really good. It was an immersive experience, and I certainly wasn't, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I was definitely floored because it really took me by surprise how much it moved me as a person, because you see a lot of plays. I'm here as a student, as a theater student, seeing many different performances, and this is one of the few performances that really stuck with me. I think I'll be thinking about this for a while, and I hope that it's something that can also stick with other people. has me thinking questions about myself, about other people. Yeah, so it was really great.
I am Jeran, and I've just seen the I Am Other. I feel a bit confused, but at the same time, because it was too many emotions going on, there's a bit relaxation coming afterwards. So that's the emotion I have. Sorry, I'm not looking at you, right?
Hello, my name is Evan Ozer. I just saw I Am Other. And I think this is a show that if you want to be the protagonist, it's going to put you there. It's going to put you in a place where you have to uncover your own bias, your own feeling of difference, what irks you, and how that relates to people around you and relates to your community. So it's not a show where you're going to come in and just hang out and feel good later. Like I feel like I'm still processing. And I think it's definitely worth coming down and being with other people, experiencing a show that really gets to the root of, it gets to the root of your truth and gets to the root of why we behave the way we do and treat each other the way we do.
My name is Mark. I just watched The Other, and it was a phenomenal experience. Something really extraordinary. Sort of really takes you out the everyday normal experiences and throws you into something brand new, which is very interesting for sure.
My name's Maria. I just watched I Am Other, and it was one of the most powerful Fringe shows I have ever seen. It discussed a concept that I was familiar with but didn't fully understand until I was in that room and experienced it on a really personal level. I think it was just done in such an emotive way that's completely changed the way I have seen discrimination, and yeah, it made me quite emotional, to be honest, but in the best of ways. And yeah, I really recommend anyone else that wants to understand these issues a bit more to come along and see it, definitely.
Hi, my name is Eva, and I thought it was just so incredibly emotional and like really personal, and it like really brought you to like, you know, you really like felt the same emotions as them, and you know, yeah, I might start crying.
I'm Mia, and I think it was really like immersive, and it made you feel bad for everybody in the situation and like the sense of prejudice that was happening in the family setting.
My name is Iona May. I just watched I Am Mother, and I thought it was a really moving performance, and it really shows all the different struggles that people in the world go through and how things are not always binary to blame, if you know what I mean.
So we are two drama teachers from Falkirk, and we've just brought a group of our advanced higher pupils to see I Am Other, and what an experience. I don't think it's one that they'll forget, and it's something that's made us as teachers really proud of the young generation who are already so clued up on being inclusive and being accepting. So a really powerful message I think that more people need to see.
Yeah, definitely. It was so insightful, and even seeing the words they were writing down overall and the words around the room, it was the kind words that they were saying, and we just really, really appreciate them, and we appreciate the show because it's had such an impact on us and them.
Yeah, I just think the performance, it impacted me like a lot. I think it's mainly to do with the fact that it's so interactive. Like, he came up to me and asked if I could help demonstrate an activity that we were going to do, which really brought me out my comfort zone because I'm not normally one to talk when it's like completely silent, and I was really put on the spot, but I was made to think about what I meant when I like said what angered me and stuff, and it made me like kind of go somewhere in my head where I don't usually go, and made me think a lot about the performance. And, yeah,
I think it was just amazing. It was so eye-opening to something that personally I don't see very often, and I think it shows it in a very personal light, and the way that you're so involved in the story, it really just makes you think that much more, because you're not really just a bystander. You're in it. You're in between the conflict. You're in between the story. It's so like amazing. I can't explain it other than that. It was just fantastic.
I think that the way the show impacted me is that it made you think about like the big questions that
when everyone goes away from a show, you're always, like, you do talk about it, but you don't always, you try and avoid the bigger questions sometimes. So doing the activities and being forced to talk about it and like asking that question, like why, like really made me think a lot about it and had like a really big, like long lasting impact on me. So yeah.
Well, like at the start when we got put into like groups, like they were all being like all nice and like you felt comfortable with them, and then when you actually went into the show and you saw what their actual opinions were, like the characters, you feel like you were tricked and like betrayed in a way. Like you thought they were this one person when in reality they were like this whole other person who you might not like agree with, and it's like. And like when you leave here, you like go on to think that like everybody's like that. You think they're one way when in reality they could be completely different to somebody else. And it makes me think like everybody, like you have to think about everybody.
Hi, I'm Morag, and my pronouns are they, he, and I just saw I Am Other. It was an amazing piece of storytelling that is brought to light in a new way. You don't see a lot of stories being told that are interactive and visceral in the same way, and it was really effective in bringing people together both as storytellers and participants, and you should definitely go and see it.
Hi, I'm Michael. I've just watched I Am Other. It's an incredible, immersive experience that's deeply challenging but feels incredibly relevant and important, and it's the kind of thing everyone could benefit from seeing. So do it!
Hello, my name is Philip Davies. I have just watched the show I Am Other, and I feel very much privileged to have seen the show. It certainly had a racial element which shone through and to show to me what difference means, but the whole show, it was very much, I could see myself in it, I could see myself resonate in it. It was nothing to do with race, it was to do with brokenness and families, people who just refused to understand one another. And it was just so good to be able to interact with other audience members and with the cast. That was a really good immersive experience. I really felt I was in there. The play was my play. So it was great, thank you.